reducing certain programs within the police bureau that were seen as biased by many people in the black community in particular. We made commitments to reinvest.
Talked about
in the
systemic
community to a
racism.
significant
Okay,
degree.
you guys
We
are the
made
ones in
decisions
charge of
to,
Portland, not
engage
Trump.
the
If
public
Trump
more
was in charge of
directly around
Portland,
oversight and accountability.
wouldn't the
And my
National
colleagues and I
Guard be
referred
there
a
and it'd be
significant
fixed?
charter reform to the ballot, which will be on the November ballot, and people have an opportunity to cast a vote. I encourage people to vote for that. We committed to working alongside our colleagues,
Well,
like
Systemic
Lee
racism.
Frederick,
You guys
Senator
brought
Lee
it up.
Frederick,
What?
State
Are you going to
Representative
fix things, or
Janelle
are you just
Bynum
going to point a
on
finger
fundamental
and say,
reforms
oh,
to
it's
criminal
Trump?
justice. And many of those reforms have now been passed in the legislative session. We've agreed to continue to work.
Trying to
with
save
others
his
in the
own life
community,
by
the
throwing
community
Trump
level,
under the
to
bus.
listen, to hear, to understand,
Outrageous how
and pass
politics are
fundamental
nowadays.
reforms.
Seriously.
I'm now engaging
Just
with
no
our,
respect. No respect for the
Citizen
office
Review
of president.
Commission, as well as the Portland Committee on Community Engaged Policing, around reimagining what local policing can look like. what
Oh, and
precinct
Christians,
policing
black
can look
Christians.
like. And
What does
many
Paul?
other opportunities
What does
for us to
Paul
work
say
with the community
to the
directly.
Pharisee or whatever?
And as we proceed with
Doesn't
this,
want to
we're
go
gonna
against
continue
them
to
because
ask the
God
community
gave him
to
that
work with
job,
me. I'm gonna
right?
continue to ask our
Respect the
colleagues in Cumberland
office.
County to work with me. I'm going to continue to
Something
ask
to
the
think
governor
about.
and our state legislature to work with me. And so this is a long road ahead of us, but we know that the dead end is violence. That is a dead end street.
Well, no shit. What you guys are doing, you're in charge, right? Mayor, it's your cop that killed, right? Right or wrong, it's your problem, not everyone else's. Now you're trying to make it where every white person is guilty of something, and we're not. Just to save your own ass. It's your fault. Your fault.
Health access, around shared economic prosperity opportunities. We have so much work yet to do, and I don't want the public to be sidetracked by engaging in violence. That is never the right answer. And so I'm asking the public to
Why do you
work
think
with
I'm
us to continue
nonviolent?
to
I
do
do
work that we've
politics.
already engaged in around
I
historic
done been
reform.
assaulted
And
by
let's
you
work
guys,
together
your
moving
New
forward.
World Order,
Yes.
Obama Sharpton men.
Josh.
Had my head bounce off the pavement. I've been there before. Your cancer, your thug, cancer, cancel
My
culture.
response is, as the President of the United States and somebody who has been perpetrating divisive and hateful language for 4 years, for him to now stand here and say that it's unexpected and act as though...
How many miles is Trump away from this place? How many miles? Somebody do
And
it.
as I said, I've stood at
And
this
he's blaming
podium
Trump.
many
Yeah,
times
over the
and have
pond.
said
Oh,
that we
way
must
across the
denounce
yonder.
violence,
It's his
that
fault.
We must work together, that we must
I think
accurately
stupid people
address
will believe you. Oh, yeah, it's Trump. Yeah, we'll get him.
systematic injustices in our community here in Portland and hold ourselves accountable.
If
for what's
anything,
happening
they
here in
should be,
Portland.
if they're gonna
The
mob
president
anybody, it
has
should be
played
the
this
guy
as
in
well.
charge of the
Knowledge
cops.
And understanding those systematic injustices nationally. And the tweets that he's been putting out in the last
Yeah,
48 hours.
deflection. Oh, it's
attacking
Trump's
Democratic
fault.
mayors,
It's Trump's fault.
attacking
Yeah, I'm
those
sure
who are
Trump is in
trying
charge
to
of your police
bring
department.
resolution to the violence in their local communities. He has an opportunity to uplift us and bring us together and help
Well,
us move
be
through this
rational.
difficult
Instead of
situation
you
in our
pointing the
nation's
finger,
history,
take
and
responsibility and I can help you out. If you're going to be stupid and further racism and hatred, saying, oh, it's Trump's fault, hate him. You're just furthering the hate. It's your fucking fault.
President support us, or you stay the hell out of the way.
Stay the hell out of the way. Why don't you fix it instead of blaming somebody?
Well, of course he's not surprised. He encouraged them to come into our community, and previously he has actually encouraged, or at least tacitly approved, of violence. And so I'm not surprised.
Oh, he approved. He approved of what? He approved of what? What did you approve of with your police officer?
We need to reset. The president needs to reset. I need to reset.
Yeah, you think? You need to really think about what you're doing. You're loco.
His leadership in the White House, and it's going to take my leadership here in City Hall to get it done. And so I'm saying, let's end this summer. Let's end the violence.
Again,
Let's commit
these
to
are the
that. That's
leaders
something
of
we can all agree
Portland.
on.
And what are they
We have
doing?
done
Oh, it's
with
the White House's
violence.
fault.
And
It's
now
a
let's do the hard
Democrat
work of
district,
acknowledging, of
right?
hearing, and understanding
Oh, it's
the pain
Trump's fault.
and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
suffering
He
and the
runs
fear
things
and the
here.
anxiety that exists in
They
this
don't
nation
even
with the
listen to
COVID
Trump
crisis,
in
which the
Democrat
president initially
districts.
seemed to be
Hell,
ignoring,
in
but
Democrat
we're doing.
districts, they
And
don't
the
even listen to
economic
Obama
crisis,
and
which is now
Biden.
resulting, causing so
I
many
just drove by the
Americans
park.
economic
No
stress
social
and
distancing,
strain.
no
And now
mask.
the
They're
work that
playing
we have to do
basketball.
in our
I
communities
don't blame
across
them.
this nation
There's nothing
to
to
the
do.
wake of the
But they're
murder
not
of
even
George
listening to
Floyd. I'm
government.
up to
Your
that
own
challenge.
troops
And I
aren't
hope the
listening.
president is too. And I'm ready to reach across any aisles I need to reach across, any political divides that I need to cross in order to bring us back together. Somebody's got to do it. I'm
Well,
committed to
first
it.
of
I
all,
have my colleagues
apologize
on
to
the
Trump.
city are committed to it.
Apologize
I'd
for
like
the
to
seat
hear
of
the president
power.
of the United States say
It's
he's
not him
willing
that
to
had
bring
that
this
cop
great nation back
kill
together.
somebody or maim them or make them paralyzed. Right or wrong, it's your responsibility, not his. Passing the buck.
No. Yes.
I've heard you talk about accountability, police reform things going on. Do you have a plan though for keeping groups apart? I mean, we didn't see much of it yesterday in terms of keeping you folks apart. We certainly didn't see it last week. Is there any strategy going forward as this sort of escalates that we can somehow?
Well, he escalated. What did he say? Oh, Trump is messing. He's escalating it.
17th, you'll recall, a year ago, of keeping
Take responsibility
parties
again.
separated, who had made it very clear on social media that they intended to get into it with each other. And what we did was we built a coalition.
Social
of
media
law
radicalizing
enforcement,
everybody through
state
artificial
and federal
intelligence,
law enforcement
right?
to
It's
come
another
together
area, but
to
it's your
keep the
guys'
parties
fault.
away.
Trump is
Those
not
who might
controlling
engage in
social
violence
media and artificial
apart.
intelligence.
But
That's
what
the
we
Zuck
also
and
had was
the shadow
community.
jihad.
Several days prior, we had 120 different community organizations that don't always agree on the same, they don't all have the same politics, they don't all have the same representation, but
Well, then stop dogging Trump because he has different politics than you.
stand for violence. We do not tolerate violence. And that's
You only
the
tolerate it from your
kind of
cops.
coalition that we're missing right now. We don't have elected officials on the same page denouncing violence. We don't have community organizations coming together collectively.
You're talking about the violence. You know what? You know what? Why don't you concentrate on the oppression? You're the leader. You should know why they're oppressed, right? You should know why they're in economic woes.
Are in conversations with our Portland Police Bureau, our county sheriff's office, the governor and her team about the strategy going forward to do the best we can to, number one, create space for people to be able to demonstrate peacefully, like those outside.
Yes,
the
we
room
want
right
peace.
now.
Three
And on the other
percenters
hand, make it
don't
crystal
go
clear,
there
we
and
do not
shoot
tolerate
people. I'm just
violent
saying, you have a
violence.
right
We
to
do
be
not
angry,
tolerate,
but
criminal
let's.
destruction.
I know
And
they're
we
trying to
will hold
own
you
us
accountable
slowly,
for those
one by
activities.
one. They don't want us to group up, but they want to own us through big tech and the
As you know,
deep
on
state.
2 prior occasions,
One by
I
one.
have asked the governor for the National Guard. She declined in those 2 circumstances, but we are in communication now. It is my belief that between PPB, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, and the state police, we have been successfully throughout this in terms of operations when we're combined and when we're collaborating. And I am told by our law enforcement
Operations
professionals
and
that that's
collaborating.
sufficient
You're
for
using
the
big
duty.
words, but whippy do. What's the systemic racism cure? Huh?
Sorry.
It's just stupid. You guys are perpetuating stupidness. If you can't fix it, get the fuck out of office.
Well, I'm not sure how you specifically operationally can prevent this. And keep in mind, it's no secret to anybody that I personally am not a
Good
Trump
God, man.
supporter.
I'm in charge of a
Yet I
city,
defend to
and
the
somebody
death
gonna have a
the right
problem
of a Trump
in my
supporter
city, and I'm
to
gonna
stand
blame
outside
somebody
my
200
apartment
miles away.
and non-violently
Oh, it's their fault.
demonstrate in support of their candidate. That's core to American democracy. is
Unreal.
the
It's
right to
fucking
demonstrate
unreal.
freely without the fear of retribution. So when people say they want to come into the city in a caravan supporting their presidential candidate,
What, they can't
we do not tell
protest?
them no. They have constitutional rights to be here, rights
Yeah,
to
they can
provide,
protest.
embrace, and support. The violence, however, is the
What
problem.
violence
And
did,
so
did
what I'm
the
asking
Trump
people
crowd
right now,
cause?
knowing what happened last
See,
night,
that's
is if
that's
you're thinking
intellectual
you're gonna come back into
dishonesty.
our city or
Intellectual
somewhere else to
dishonesty.
seek retribution, I'm telling you to stay away. Work with us. Help us de-escalate this situation.
Well,
One death is too many. We
say
don't want other
sorry.
people to die.
Say
So
sorry to
that's what I'm
Trump
asking
for
people from
escalating
outside to
it.
do. What I'm asking
You're not
everyone
when
else
you
who's
when
part
you
of
go
this
after
to do
Trump,
is
you're
do
going
our
after
part
his
too.
base,
Let's not
right?
debate. Let's
Christians,
not
white
engage.
Christians that are
If you see
armed.
people
Are
doing
you
things that are violent
stupid?
or destructive, say something. Do something. Don't just be passive. Because ultimately, when we see examples
Getting out of here,
of
man.
violence,
This guy, I'm
it
just gonna shut it
undermines our
off.
democracy.